This video is for all you ladies who want natural solutions to menopause. You are adamant about it and you are willing to do anything to avoid medications, doctors, HRT, and you feel like I am just gonna power through it. I'm the kind of person who is 100% into natural remedies for everything. I'm not going to the doctor unless I am literally almost dying. Ask my family, ask the people close to me. I drive them nuts with this, and I know I'm not alone. If that's how you feel about menopause, you do not have to just power through it. You might be wondering if that's really possible. Is it really possible to deal with menopause symptoms, to deal with the stress, the anxiety, the sleeplessness, the hot flashes, all of it without medication, hormone replacement therapy, and not just powering through it? Well, I did it. I also know how frustrating it can be because a few years ago, I felt so awful. I'm older now and I feel better now. So I felt like I was so out of shape. I felt sluggish. I had all this inflammation in my body. I mean, my feet were swelling, my ankles were swelling. I'm like, what is up with this? This is not me. My wrists were swelling, and I didn't know what was going on. I had zero energy. I think I already said that, but that's how low the energy was. I had such low energy, it's worth mentioning twice. Waking up at all hours, not being able to get to sleep. I'll tell you what, I started to feel like, wow, my grandma was right. Like, this is just what it's like to get old. And this is my life now. And it can take you to really dark places, right? I didn't want to leave bed. I didn't want to leave the house. I never wanted to do anything, even fun stuff. I just had no energy for any of it. I wasn't interested in any of it. I was dragging myself through life, totally sluggish. So if that's how you're feeling, I totally get it. I know where you're coming from. You just have to pull yourself out of bed to get through the day, and you can't wait to get back home and relax again. And it's not even like you're exerting yourself too much. You just have, it's energy, it's like maybe depression. You know, you can get to a really dark place. I know, I feel like I was spiraling into a really dark place. It doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to just power through. And I'm going to give you the 5 steps that I took to turn it around. And you don't have to go on meds to do it. Want to hear my 5-step plan? The first thing I did, and let me tell you, without this first thing, none of the other steps will work. You absolutely have to do the first step. That is key. This is what pulls it all together. Without it, the other steps don't even matter. So you could probably just do the first step and figure the rest out. The first step that I did is I decided, no, this is not my freaking life now. I am not okay with feeling like shit all the time. I am not okay with just barely getting through life. I'm not going to do this anymore. Powering through isn't working for me. And I didn't even consider any medication because that's just how I am. And if you're like that too, not even a consideration, not even an option, that's okay. There are ways to do it. So the first thing I had to decide, completely commit, this is not okay. This is not acceptable. I will not live like this. I am not okay with my body just betraying me like this, and I'm going to do something about it. I will figure it out. Okay? That's step 1. Step 2 is to come up with a plan. You can come up with a plan. I came up with a plan, and it started small, and it went very slow. You can come up with your own plan, or you can follow a plan that someone else already did. Now, my initial plan was just to go walk every day. I didn't even have any, like, I have to walk for a certain amount of time, none of that. And to kind of watch what I was eating. That's what it started with. So the third step was that I started working through my plan. And I actually started pretty secretly in case it didn't work. So step 3 was about tweaking the plan. I kept tweaking the plan. I was trying different things. And really, the most stubborn thing, like I started feeling better, but the most stubborn thing was really the weight. and I was tweaking the plan and working with the plan, and I still would have days where I'd feel crappy and I didn't have energy and I'd have like unexplained inflammation because I wasn't doing like a whole systematic plan. I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants. It wasn't the most effective, efficient way to do it though. There would have been a bigger jump in progress much more quickly if I had put together my whole plan exactly perfectly the first time, if I had a proven plan. But I didn't. I was just determined to figure something out. Now, when my plan wasn't working as planned, and I kept tweaking it and working with it, I also sought out support. So that's step 5, is seek out support and let people know what you're doing. So I did that too, and that was helpful. Letting people know, have some accountability, have some people to do things with. I got a workout buddy, and it all started to come together a lot more clearly. So you can do this too, okay? And what if you don't? What if you just keep powering through, pushing through, dragging yourself through every day, thinking eventually it's got to end, right? I know women who have been going through menopause symptoms for 10 years and they're still feeling them. You don't know when it's going to naturally end for you. There are women in their 60s who they felt like they got through menopause and things were fine for a little while, and now some of the symptoms are coming back. They're feeling anxiety, they're feeling stress, they're getting hot flashes, they're having trouble sleeping. You don't want to just sit back and hope that, cross your fingers, ooh, I hope it's going to end pretty soon, and power through it. Have a plan. Have a systematic way to deal with this, because what's it going to cost you if you don't? How are your relationships when you're just powering through? How's your financial situation? Are you motivated to go out and make more money, to get a promotion, to do better with your business? Or are you just dragging yourself through and doing the bare minimum? That's going to impact your bottom line. It's really going to impact your relationships. How are your relationships doing? Do you want those to be better? So if you can figure out a way to deal with this naturally and actually alleviate some of the symptoms, you can stop paying those costs of just powering through and hoping and crossing your fingers and waiting. What about your health? Do you think it's good for your health to just be powering through and feeling stressed like that all the time? Your physical health, your mental well-being. If you're letting yourself sink into that depression, what is it costing you? And what are you willing to do? And when are you going to be ready to say, no, this is not okay anymore, and take that first step? When are you going to be ready to take that first step to make the decision? And the second step, to create a plan. And I'll tell you what my plan consisted of. Ultimately, the 3-part plan that really made an impact. It involved food and eating healthier foods, cleaner foods, get away from the processed stuff. It involved moving my body on a regular basis, not just every once in a while, and ramping that up and up and up. And then thirdly, it involved deep emotional release. Releasing emotional patterns that are stored in the body. And that was a big key. So the 3rd step is to start working through the plan. And the 4th step is to make tweaks, to adjust it for your own personal best and to fit into your life. And the 5th step, get support. If you need support to help you come up with the right plan, to help you start working through the plan, maybe you need a little accountability, to help you tweak the plan to adjust it so it really fits into your life, so that it's really giving you maximum results. Get support. That's it. 5-part plan. But you have to start with the first step. And the first step is to decide that you don't want to live like this anymore. You don't want to spiral into that dark place. You want to get out of it. So that's the first step, and I want you to let me know. Are you taking that first step? Let me know your commitment in the comments. Let me know. What are you deciding that you are not going to put up with anymore?